So, we're going to start with Eugene MacCready. What are you doing right now?
Well, question for you, sir. How long is it after the incident?
You're at home after the incident.
Like hours, minutes, days, weeks?
Minutes.
I just killed the foreman. I don't even remember doing it. Everything went black. Everything went black, and it just mush. You just gotta take this. I don't love this. I gotta go. What am I waiting? No, I don't need this. And out.
Your rent's due in 3 days.
The what? What? Who said what? I'm part deaf. Please, all I can hear was ringing. It's like the scene in fucking like Wanted where he's like having an anxiety attack, and it's like all he can hear is his heartbeat.
You're gonna smack someone with the keyboard?
Yeah, it's just gonna say F you. I was literally thinking of that.
That movie.
Okay.
So, where are you headed?
I gotta go somewhere. Okay. This is what I do. Okay, I have. How much gold do I have? I have 60 gold. Okay. Carriage to track. No. J domain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's still 60. No, too expensive. Glass sea. I'm too pale. Cold in the reach. Boats have water. Water's away from here. People get lost. I hope you can see. Animated up. Yes, doing that. Boat to the docks.
It's a hint.
I still have blood on.
Oh. There is one ship currently docked.
Okay.
It's the only one that's sailing out.
Dark Maiden stands. Isn't it yet?
Wailing wind.
Wailing wind. What they say about the manifest? That's a
Spices.
Yes, they
and
do.
silk.
Silk. Yes, they do. Fineries.
Heading north.
North.
You do know that.
That's north. That's north, though. That's not the animated, but it's water, and water is away. And the foreman can't. Oh, I gotta go by the foreman. Okay. And he's just gonna go inconspicuously with a stealth of 12 through the crowd, blending in the best he can.
Well, let's roll and find out how you did. Doesn't seem like anybody's really paying attention to you.
Okay, good.
Except the guy you bumped into.
Sorry, just...
Jerry. Oh, wait, me. You got bumped into your back by some large man, almost over or on top of you, as walks into you as you're looking at the ship.
He's not large. He's about 6 feet.
Stocky?
He's just think of a guy like he's been doing a lot of he's not like freaking Hulk Hogan we'll find the rabbits and we'll pit the rabbits.
That's what I was picturing.
He's just a guy who's been working at a freight company for a while, so he's got a really toned body, but he's really just average height and very milk toast. Okay. But he's ripped because all he did for MILQUE toast. Very bland, blasé, doesn't stand out, would blend in easily. He's basically the fucking Honda Civic of the human race.
Fair enough.
And he's just, like I said, jacked, because all he did for a good, 20 years of his life was move heavy things.
Mm-hmm. Well, you bump into this gentleman. Who is this gentleman?
Well, as he bumps into me and I do a bit of a spinning do as he spins me around trying to look for me, he's still going. I'll try and grab him onto the shoulder and go, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?"
I'm covered in jam, I'm sticky, don't touch me!
Are you alright?
No! Unfortunate jam accident. Please leave me alone, I must leave.
Where are you heading?
Anywhere but here.
Same.
Oh, strong dog. Lower my blood pressure.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, poor boy.
Hi. Who's a good boy? Who's a good? Would you come with us? Will you be my street dog and be my road dog?
Roll for dog.
Roll for oh.
13.
The stray dog's kind of licking at your jam.
Oof.
Yes, that's good.
That dog seems a little ravenous.
That was the foreman's favorite jam.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
You really should mind your manners.
My manners are. I'm sorry. I'm just in a dreadful hurry. I wasn't paying attention, and I will be away. Yesterday. Now. Bye.
Very well.
Siri, make an insight check.
Yes, please.
It would be in the box over here, under insight.
His box is a
Yeah,
little
there it is.
different.
Okay. I was just looking for it on the list. 8.
Yeah, it's jam.
That's some good looking raspberry jam.
Let's see a little watery, but it's okay. Maybe it's been a
The
few
occasional
minutes.
strawberry chunks in there.
Yeah. Pink though. They're almost gray.
All right. Well, I'll let him go because I don't suspect anything.
Yep.
He's just a guy in a hurry, and I'll continue looking onto the manifest, and I'll make my way onto the ship,
Mhm.
looking for the captain
Yeah, Captain.
or somebody who I need to pay any kind of money to.
Oi!
Yes. Hello. Yes.
Looking for passage?
I am. Yes. I'm looking to go north.
Alliston's our destination.
I'm sorry. What?
Alliston's our destination.
That sounds like a fantastic place to go. How much?
13 gold.
I hand to him with pleasure. How long will the trip take, do you think?
Fortnight, give or take, if we have the wind.
If we have the wind.
That's 2 weeks, not the computer game.
Didn't think it was a computer game.
How long will it take? Come at your fortnight.
It'll take any cost.
I was hoping to get there in an Apex.
What about Destiny?
It is our destiny to be there in a fortnight.
It is. Yes.
Captain Demargor will be happy to have some passengers.
Fantastic. Do you know where they might be?
She's in her cabin.
In the cabin. Okay. Well, does she ever come out and does she ever address the passengers or the crew at any time?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. Wonderful.
We're making way very soon, though.
Good. Okay, wonderful. Where might my bedding be?
Your hammock's down below.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I'll take my stuff and I'll make my way down
Mm-hmm.
to go make my area.
Reyna, what are you doing this fine day in Lockley? A little rainy, though, actually. What do you think about it?
I have my red cloak pulled up over my head and just
Edgy.
slowly making my way towards the ship, just looking out, making sure no one's suspicious as I make my way there.
It's Lockley. Sketchy things happen all the time. Some people killed a bird in the street a few weeks ago.
It was a big bird.
It was a bird.
It was horrific.
It was a horrific monster, actually. That did happen in Lockley, right?
Yes, it did. It happened in the warehouse district.
Yes. So
That is right.
it's-
So,
people are leery, but not of other people.
so I'm also going to make my way to the ship to go and book passage to get anywhere but here.
Okay. You are stopped on the way by a man wearing leather vest,
Nothing.
white. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. A pleated white shirt, as what looks like almost a gold cord on his right shoulder. You there?
Yes, sir.
We're looking for a man. He's
Aren't we all?
we're looking for a criminal,
Ah,
a man who murdered someone today.
a scoundrel.
Yikes.
What might he look like?
He gives a description. Very, very milk toast man, pale skin. Has a bit of a stutter.
Covered in jam.
Goes by the name of Eugene MacCready.
I would like to keep a lookout for him, sir. I just got here this morning.
All right. Wouldn't want you to fall in with the wrong crowd, and murders vagabonds include that.
Yes, sir. I'll be on the lookout.
All right.
Good day to you.
That's the only person that even addresses you. There is just one ship that's planning on setting out right now, the Wailing Wind.
All right. So I make my way up. Excuse me. I would like to book a
Aye.
passage.
All right. Man with the ledger looks you up and down real quick. 10 gold.
Do you have something that might be for nicer accommodations?
10 gold. It's our going passage rate. Try not being human, asshole. Alani's not racist. Doesn't mean her crew's not.
Hand him 10 gold.
Excellent, excellent. That's why I'm keeping track of that. You're already paid for. What a guy.
There's a reason that the nice rooms are already paid for. Take it.
Listen, last time we thought there was a nice room, it happened to just be the break.
Different ship.
When might be we setting out?
Moment's notice. You were lucky to get on while we can. We're trying to set off before the storm hits.
Perfect.
Eugene?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes.
You're still making your way.
To the Wailing Wind, yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
You arrive.
Right.
Nobody's really harassed you too much.
Kind of.
You've bumped into a lot of people, though. You're not
Excuse
very...
me, pardon me, excuse me, come down. Get the fuck out of the way! You need to leave!
Do you want to get bashed into? I mean, what?
No, he doesn't bring it. Like, he is a horribly non-violent coward.
It's an interesting play. I love it. Oh. So you make your way up the gangplank of the Wailing
Yes.
Wind.
Come right.
Hey, hi!
Hi, I'd like to leave. I got passage. Do you have a room, please?
We have a hammock.
A hammock. Perfect. Love it.
You all right, lad?
I got the shits.
10 gold.
There we go.
It leads you down to a row of hammocks. They look a little nicer than your average crew hammock. There's a bucket next to each.
Good, cool. So I can get a little cleaned up. I was attacked by a squirrel.
There is a wash basin at the end of the, almost like the bunk area that
He
you
immediately goes and cleans up because he wasn't really paying attention and realized there's a lot of cast-off spatter.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys see him.
a lot when you strike something like 40 times.
Yeah. You guys saw this man walked in. You recognize his description. You know he bumps into you.
He's covered in jam.
Yeah.
And now he's saying it's squirrel fights?
You didn't hear that.
So,
Why do you think they attacked me? They were after the jam.
Leobold.
Yes.
What are you doing right now?
He's like a kobold.
I'm probably just watching this hilarious display.
Well, you're in the cabin next to Captain Alani's.
All right.
So you're actually in the deck house.
Okay.
It's split into two.
Okay.
Um,
Growing rather impatient and excited, I would seek to find the first mate and ask him,
First mate Armand.
Armand, are we heading out soon? The captain had said that we were leaving in post haste, and we've been here for almost an hour already.
Yes, the haste must be posted.
Captain de Malor. It's just you can't really hear because he's close to the door. We've taken on 3 passengers. May we set off? I'm not gonna muff. I realized how awkward it sounded when I was muffling through the door. Yeah, she's not doing that. She's actually a very good captain. So you set off within the hour. I had music for this. I swear to
Oh,
God.
okay.
I would have brought my lappy doing headset set up for you.
I'd have it. That's what this is for.
All right, I'm just saying. Hi, Sirius. Hi.
He's worried about you. You're making all sorts of noises.
You sound very scared.
Oh, it's a boat.
This all sounds like old somebody.
This is from Wind Waker.
It is from Wind Waker.
It is
That's
the
why
great
I
scene
play
from Wind Waker.
Like, the initial tone sounded like the second Golden Sun when you were actually on the boat, and then it dramatically shifted to something else like kind of honest.
So,
Very upbeat music.
it takes about 2 hours for you guys to get to go into a full clip. You've come out from Lockley and have kind of started drifting northward. So you guys are on a ship.
Oh dear, it's going to get pulled.
Leobold is going to go stand heroically at the front of the ship,
With this music playing in the background.
staring off into the horizon.
You guys,
As Fakar comes out of nowhere and holds him.
Do you feel like you're king of the world?
how many of you are on deck at this point, or have you all just kind of settled in?
I suppose I'll go up on deck. I'll be enjoying the wonderful sea breeze.
You see this stout little halfling man put his foot up on the rail at the prow of the ship and is looking off very pensively, almost, but looks very bold. Would you say that's a good way of looking at it?
He's surprisingly tall for a halfling, I will say.
It's Napoleon,
Is it
5'5".
late quarterly?
He's he's a little shy of 4 feet.
Oh god.
He's got kind of like the sandy, kind of blondish hair, dazzling green eyes. Wearing very, very fancy finery. He's got some like very shiny, looks like it probably hasn't really seen much action scale mail on. Like a wine red flowing traveler's cloak
Oh
behind
god,
him.
it's like you're like Gilderoy Lockhart, the halfling.
Well,
I'm gonna delete your skull, bitch.
Yeah, I just realized I never actually described myself. So I'll walk up. I'll say, "Oh, hello. How are you?" And you're greeted by a 5'11", very, very, very pale blue Genasi fellow, wearing white and silver chainmail armor with a mace on his back and his symbol just right sashed across. It's
you're a Stisha, right?
yeah, it's literally just like a wave, I think.
Okay.
So it's just a wave, I believe is what it is. Yeah. It's been a while since we did this. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a wave. It's a cresting wave.
Yeah, cresting wave
Specifically.
across, and I've got a book tucked to my side.
Well, Ma, you are an interesting looking one.
As are you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hello.
Lightning Leobold Tealeaf at your service.
Obith, cleric. Obith. What,
Never heard of him.
And that's the problem.
especially here. What brings you on this wonderful...
Well, I'm headed off to the north on a daring adventure.
adventure?
Indeed. There's rumors of a terrible beast plaguing the village of Barrington. I believe it's called a
Ballardston.
Remorath. What is it?
Ballardston.
Ballardston.
You like to imagine there's somebody off to the side like that's not where we're going.
Leo says the wrong name. He says it
And
confidently.
one of the crewmate goes, Ballardston.
That.
The port is Ballardston.
That one, yeah.
He's so confident, you just fucking believe him. It's like, clearly the town it's wrong on the map. He's
Yeah.
so right.
I mean, you say something with enough confidence, people will believe you.
That's why I don't
Case
bring
in
it up.
point, my job.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Bless him.
Heading to Ballardston to slay a terrible beast plaguing the area known as a Remoraz. They need a hero with experience, such as myself.
What would your experience be?
Have you heard of the Manticore of Kadoria? Of course you have. Yes, you're talking to the man who slayed it himself single-handedly.
I fucking love the tea leaves.
He's another one.
He's another one.
This is the best, and it's canon, and I love it.
That's why it's all in the same world.
Say, have you ever faced one of these Razmarus before?
I haven't, but I've done my research, good man, and I can tell you I am fully prepared to take it down. That being said, there's plenty of room for glory for everyone.
Maybe not for glory, but to help spread the good word.
Sure.
I don't know where to go from that. I'm not good at this. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Shadow.
Eugene, you're downstairs getting seasick.
What's your
I
plan?
know, I've got a pretty fucking
And-
funny
and
constitution.
we'll go in through the plan.
Maybe you're not.
You go on to other people.
I'm just
We're talking
downstairs
about what's
keeping
going on.
out of sight.
Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind.
All right. Reyna, what are you doing during all this?
Oh, I'm confronting him.
So,
Hold the fucking phone.
where are you keeping out of the sight?
Oh, you know, I'm just finding a nice little corner, a nook, and making it look like I'm like just straightening out barrels and like pushing them off. There's like not even really doing it. I'm just looking busy. I'm doing the hitman like blend in. Like I've been wiping down the same counter for a half hour. It's just like one spot.
He's wearing a
Especially-
clown outfit with a fish hanging from his eye.
Yeah.
Reyna, how are you going to approach this?
Sir, are you part of crew?
Yes, I am absolutely part of the crew. 7. We're just 7.
Insight, but I don't really think you need it.
Yeah, I'm lying.
13.
That could be really nice. Well, you were going to be bluffed at disadvantage
Oh,
anyway.
let's see how low it goes.
Yeah.
Actually, that was much higher.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of going to be like she was giving your description and.
I mean, I could be a murderer in part of the crew. You could get
Yeah.
one.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it.
Have you not seen frickin' like whatever that fucking Carnival Row that
I haven't seen that yet.
you need to get on that? But yes, I'm just wiping down. Like, there's this one part of like a barrel. I don't know why he's got a rag and he's just wiping down the top of a barrel.
Like it's a bar top.
It's like a fucking mirror sheen now because he's been like really nervously doing this for like 2 hours. So it's just like he's just
Oh my God.
It's like some light's gonna hit. It's gonna blind everybody.
Can I see whether he missed any spots cleaning up and whether there's still any blood on him?
Roll perception.
That's an 11.
You did a pretty good job.
Some jam on the feet.
None that you're really aware of, but he does very much match the description.
Whistle, whistle, whistle.
Rumor has it, sir, that you might be Eugene MacCready.
No.
What you get?
As a 15.
Yeah.
16.
You can tell he's like just bold-faced lying. Well, he's not bold-faced lying. He's sputtering and he's like, no.
Sweating. He's like in like the polygraph. It's just like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where the bodies are. No.
So what'd you do it with?
The barrel?
This rag.
The man's skull.
I think skull. I get.
You're wanted for murder.
Yeah. No. Horrible misunderstanding. I think it's more destruction of goods or property.
I heard it was quite a bloody scene.
I mean, yeah, when all those crates knocked over, that you know, Eastern
Lots of jam.
like, yes, yeah, totally, like then spices and alchemical reagents, very sticky, messy. I did it.
You just like
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I just he pushed me into his shelves of really expensive alchemical reagents, got him all over me, and I just saw red, and next thing I know, I'm holding a hammer, and the upper half of his body is paste. I don't know what happened, and so Here I am, here on the ocean, wiping down barrels.
Sounds like you might have deserved it.
Yep, he was. He used to torment me relentlessly for a decade.
You put up with him for a decade before doing that.
Yeah, I don't like violence. Not at all. No, not at all. Not at all.
You might do better on the top deck, just watching the ocean.
No,
not
I'm
staring
good here.
at a barrel.
I'm good here. Like this, you can see the grain, and there's some nice nodding and the wood, and it's.
So you are not blending in very well, and it's very suspicious. I am trying to help you.
I will.
Let's go to the top deck,
I'll look at some seagulls.
and I will go with you,
Okay,
and we were together.
together. Gotcha. Oh, it's.
Reyna Silvertongue.
Love. You know.
Pleasure.
You know my name. You know.
You know my name.
Eugene. So I accompany her up to the top deck, looking very sheepish.
Yes, so when the two of you come to the top deck, you see these two gentlemen.
I'm probably recounting the tale of how I slayed the Manticore of Kadoria in extreme vivid detail. I'm taking a 10-minute story and telling it for an hour.
And you see
I'm reading through
this
the book,
Bill's
praying.
he's like, calm emotions, calm emotions, calm emotions.
I'm a leaf.
Flow of the water. Everything.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I sort of wrong Johnson.
Please, Station.
So you two,
I
he's
just
not
wanna know
really.
what your plan was.
You don't really see a conversation so much as you see Leobold talking at Obith. A lot of talking at him, and
So you stabbed it. Oh.
Yes, indeed. And when it struck again, I dodged narrowly out of the way. It just barely grazed my shoulder. I was wounded. Then I looked back at it. I wasn't going to let this thing bring me down. So I charged.
I would like to see if he's talking out of his ass.
yeah. Roll an insight.
Nope.
10. 10? You wanna roll a contested bluff check?
Jesus.
15.
It sounds a little outrageous, but he's very confident in what he did.
Yeah, he is.
So
All
you're
right.
pretty sure that he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I see.
Eugene, shall we go save this poor gentleman? Seems like he does not want to be talked at.
I mean, do I have a choice in the matter?
Blending into a crowd and getting friends is how you will get through this.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Just stand there. I will do all the talking.
Okay, I can do this. I can do that. I can absolutely do
It
that.
sounds like this guy just wants to talk.
Okay.
You just need to stand there and look interested. Exactly.
Perfect.
You probably don't need to look interested. Jesus.
I think we have, like, within the two games, we have Finnegan the Fabulous, loved and respected by all, and Leobold, where it's just gonna be, it's going to be a bit of a long one.
It's Gilroy Lockhart, and I
It
fucking
is.
love it.
Absolutely.
So you two come over, and where are you in the story at this point?
Oh, I haven't even engaged the Manticore yet. I'm still describing how monstrous and vicious it is.
It's some rat that he's been fighting this entire time.
Oh, he's full on, pulls out his short sword and is waving it dangerously close in the air, almost hitting you, and going in vivid detail.
And as you're doing that, somebody walks up behind you and grabs your wrist, stopping you from doing that. Little man, I really would not like you to cut the rigging.
My apologies, good sir,
It's Captain Alani.
ma'am. My sincerest apologies. I was simply regaling him with the tale of,
Yes, you told me several times. I'd like to welcome the three of you, since you're all here now. I'm Captain Lonnie. Excuse me. I am the captain of this ship, the Welling Wind, and we are welcome to have you aboard. There are some rules.
Yay.
Stay out of the cargo hold.
Okay.
We have the wind. We should make it to Ballaston in 10 days' time. And it's about to get cold in about 3 days. So at that time, we will try to keep fires going on deck the whole time. We cannot promise that because you do what you have to do. At least one. One brazier in the center.
True.
Stay away from the rails if it gets stormy, because we're not coming in after you.
Oh, that was him making that. I'm serious.
We will not be passing back to Lockley for some time, so.
That sounds fantastic. That sucked.
Well, I can see why you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't know that coming in.
Why?
Have you not heard of Drakmir's reputation for xenophobia?
Yeah, you mentioned something about that, but I
Wasn't listening because you weren't saying it.
maybe.
Well, they don't. If you're not human, they don't really care for you very much.
Shame on them. They're lost.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yes, I've lost the word of a great god.
Do you pour one out for your homie? Do you like?
Yeah. Like he pours a glass of water out into the sea.
I think I can form water.
You probably most
I can shape
likely
water. Not yet. I can form water soon.
You can
fucking waterbender.
Yeah,
But then the Fire Nation attacks.
You do have a share of rations as the crew. In times of emergency, we may need you. We will call on you if necessary, whether it be a storm or anything. You won't be put into the more dangerous positions. It'll be more pulling rigging, lashing down equipment, things that may come loose and, crush our little friend here. Things like that.
And we wouldn't want that, would we?
So,
I don't think so.
but we're not looking into having any storms like that or anything. So I recommend you all get your rest, because the North is not a kind place to newcomers. And judging by the looks of you all, you're probably staying.
Yeah.
She retires to her cabin. That's really all she had to say. She wanted to make sure you guys weren't, troubled. Or troublesome. Oh boy. It's going to be a good game.
Jeez, man.
Anybody else want to do anything?
I am going to try to throw this letter into the ocean.
It's not gonna go anywhere to do it, just in front of all of us.
I'm just gonna just
Return to sender, bitch.
drop overside.
You doing a Google?
We hurled the letter into the sea.
Considering what this letter does, that's about accurate. It kind of boomerangs probably right back at me.
All right.
Perfect.
Now that I got copyright striked. So, yep, you can try and throw the letter into the sea. It drops into the water. You don't see it until later that night when it appears back in your hand. And it's getting very cold. When it appeared in your hand, it was ice cold, but dry. What other trinkets do you all have? I forgot. I remember the letter because that was the
I didn't
interesting
roll
one.
for one.
You did not. Oh, you rolled for your old one.
Yeah.
Um,
The D100.
luckily, it's open right here. Yes, the D100.
All right, we've got a 53.
53 is dice made from the knuckles of a notorious charlatan. These appeared in your bags a few days before you boarded the ship.
All right. Knuckle dice.
Knuckle bones, specifically. That's what they would be called.
Plays a knuckle bones.
Fancy.
I've got the porcelain doll head.
Oh, the creepy porcelain doll
That
head.
always looks at you.
I have a mummified raven's claw.
So, porcelain doll head, letter. The letter is the best one. Like character-wise, best one. Porcelain doll and the raven's claw. Anybody else doing anything besides throwing their trinket into the sea?
I'm naturally going to introduce myself.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
Greetings. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you two yet.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am Reyna Silvertongue.
That's a beautiful name.
I think so.
Lightning Leobold Tealeaf of the Cadorian Tealeafs at your service.
Jerry's looking.
It's at 1,000 yards stare.
Okay.
And you, my good man.
I'm standing here being quiet.
That you are.
I recognize you. You're the one that had the jam incident.
Yeah, horrible, sticky, jammy.
Smelled a little foul.
Yes,
It must have gone off.
Yes, it's why we were in the process of disposing it.
I'm glad you cleaned yourself up.
I am too.
Sounds like quite the jam.
Oh, tea leaf puns.
Oh boy.
At least fins are funny. At least fins are funny.
There's a difference in charisma scores here.
I'm glad you got cleaned up, but you seem very flustered, friend. Have you had much sleep lately?
Yes.
What'd you get? A 5?
Jesus.
I didn't roll like this any other day.
Yeah, right? Am I rolling against that?
Yeah, you're rolling an insight versus his bluff.
Roll that. Natural one.
He looks well. You're a terrible fucking
He's got the
cleric.
circles under his eyes, like he hasn't slept in like 40
I
hours.
believe you.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, same.
You haven't slept since the ship.
Well, it's what, been 3 hours?
Well, he said 48, and
Oh.
he actually committed the murder the day the ship left. Which I don't know why he hasn't slept in 48.
He's just been lots of caffeine. Alright, so these are all going.
I'll build you a dice jail.
So what brings you all onto the ship? Me, I'm just looking to spread the word of Mr. Shan.
Vacation.
Vacation to a frozen north.
It's lovely this time of year.
Do you have a jacket?
Yes.
17.
Yeah.
So it's a no?
Yes.
Shame.
He's a little bit screwy this one, isn't he?
I'm not.
Yes.
He has social anxiety.
Thank you. Yes, crippling social anxiety.
He's not good around.
What's that?
You know.
So you know how you like to talk to people? He doesn't. It makes him uncomfortable.
Weird.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
I'm gonna go look at birds.
Leonard here was
Leobold. Lightning Leobold Tealeaf of the Cadorian Tealeafs.
He just turns
Leopard.
around and like looks at birds.
was just regaling me with his latest conquest of beasts and monsters. Instead of telling me what I asked him, which was what his plan was to go fight this
Remoras.
Ah, yes, the
rooster,
Ramoraz
the big rooster.
of Barristan.
Yes, at that report. Apparently, he's been terrorizing the town. I've offered to join his efforts. I'll probably stop misnaming things. I'm just doing it to laugh right now.
Well, misnaming him is actually kind of funny.
That secretly drives him up the fucking wall. By secretly, I mean very openly.
Yeah. He has a tea leaf.
You seem muscular, and like you might need to do something on your vacation to keep you warm.
Push-ups, squats. I don't know.
Fighting.
Sure.
Hammer.
No.
You still don't realize that he.
No, I know.
I mean, he does. Looking at his apparel, he does have 2 hand axes, kind of like tucked in one side, and it's a war hammer, but it's really just a large hammer used for like the sealing of like crates and barrels and like a belaying pin, like a lot of stuff that looks like it was for like tools, like the axes to cut like rope and like just fine tuning and whatnot.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's just like his weaponry looks very utilitarian rather than just his short sword, where it's like clearly crafted for combat. This is like, yeah, in a pinch I could drive this in someone's skull 47 times, but
In a pin.
It's going up every time he mentions it. Count.
because he honestly doesn't know how many times he did it. He just knows when he looked down, you couldn't even like see. There was just like a crater in the pavement.
Whoa. Damn.
A red crater full of jam. Sexy.
Expired jam.
Ah.
I've always found adventuring to be quite relaxing personally.
I mean, I can't fight. I don't like to fight.
Nonsense!
I like to read and listen to my story.
What about protecting?
Protecting.
Well, we're going to help a village.
With what? No. I'm just getting a block leash. Like
Not mutually exclusive.
yeah. So
Very well.
yeah, that.
And what about you? I didn't catch your name.
Reyna Silvertongue.
Reyna Silvertongue. Wonderful. Oh, that's right. You guys shook hands in front of my face.
You were
still
Thousand Eyes
you were
Terror.
still like thrown out.
You were in
like,
Vietnam.
shoe shopping.
I was back in the animated aisles. Remembering when that happened. Do you seem confident? A
Yes.
little bit forward moving. Would you mind joining us on
Is there a reward?
Naturally!
Good.
I've heard there's multiple bounties placed on this Remoraz. Personally, the gold is whatever. For me, it's not the honor. And I'd like to collect, if possible, a trophy to remember this occasion. And he'll pull out, he's got a necklace that he made of a giant sort of like feline tooth from the manticore. And it looks nasty. It's like serrated. It's like really menacing looking, and it's like pretty awkwardly big on his chest. He'll pull it out and show it off. I'm a collector of sorts.
Those are big teeth.
It sounds like this will be quite the experience.
Indeed.
You gentlemen wouldn't mind having a lady along with you. It would be my pleasure.
I've been different to it.
I think it's a capital idea. Welcome aboard.
Fantastisch. It's German for fantastic.
Wunderbar.
Oh, wunderbar. Ja, sehr glücklich.
Bitte.
Bitte?
Nine.
Please.
None of the house.
Bitte nein. Bitte nein.
So the introductions have been had. The party has pretty good idea of where everybody stands.
He's got the wool pulled over my eyes.
Outstanding citizen.
He's a fantastic, hard-working motherfucker.
Who happened to just break some jars of jam?
They were disposing of it. Doesn't have a coat.
Does not have a coat. So,
I think I'll buy him a coat.
if you guys are you guys going to do anything else?
I just enjoy the sights.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pull him aside.
I'll probably ask every hour or two if we're getting close. If we're there yet. Have they heard anything about the Remoraz? Are there any updates?
Jesus.
Turns the boat right around.
I don't care if my family's being arrested. We're going back.
About the third time she says, "Stop asking me!" and slams her door shut.
Very well. I'll find someone else to ask.
I hide.
chance the merchant ship has a break.
I mean,
I mean,
it's over how you want it to be.
yeah, really, I know. Are you... After generally annoying every member of the crew, you have been asked to go stay in your quarters for the remainder of the journey.
For safety's sake, of course.
Yes,
Naturally.
that's what we're going with until such a time you're called upon if necessary.
And I will stand at the ready, waiting for the opportunity to prove
The
myself.
first mate opens your door and motions you in.
Pushes them in.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll sit on my cot. Or no, I have a nice room. Sit on my
Yeah.
bed. And
Yeah, small bed. It's human sized.
I'll try to figure out how this crossbow works.
It's a full size, which is basically a queen for halflings.
So, anybody else besides watching the sights, taking part in the ship nonsense? Not ship nonsense, but like gambling. Anybody doing anything out of the ordinary?
Gambling.
You can gamble with the crew if you
Let's go
want.
gamble with the crew. I didn't do that last time. I had the chance to do that. I'm gonna gamble. How are we gambling? I don't know how to do this.
It's called you just give all your money to the belt and walk away.
Well, yeah,
Pretty
let's
much
do
is
it.
what. So, this is going to just be a quick roll representing an hour or so of gambling. It's going to be just make a flat charisma check.
14.
All right. You have managed to win 7 copper from the crew.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Not terrible, actually.
Thank you. It's just a thank you for your donation.
Well, you actually have crew members that are genuinely will come up to you and be like, "Can we receive a blessing for a safe voyage?" Kind of.
Absolutely.
Like your god is not completely unheard of. There's just no churches in Dragmere built to them
Damn
for
straight there ain't.
reasons. Lockley would have been a great town to kind of build something in because it's a port city.
Certainly trying.
Jade Domain, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
they're all up in that shit.
Yeah. So you've had a couple people throughout the time that you spend on the boat. You will probably be asked to conduct some prayer ceremonies, anything, just to give them a good voyage. Because Istisha is very well known to be a god of the sea that is not an absolute fucking prick.
Yeah.
Because there are some of the storm gods are less.
Most of them are assholes.
Yeah. Most of the storm gods that have anything to do with the sea are assholes.
Yeah.
It's the best way to put it.
Yeah. So I'll just be doing that. I'll give us some prayers.
Mm-hmm. Doing that. Gambling occasionally with the crew.
Oh, sorry.
Reyna, are you doing anything?
I'm just spending my voyage and trying to convince Eugene to come along with us.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds
2 weeks.
dangerous.
Well-
Why would I do that?
You need to build your network.
If
If you don't have a network, we can't look out for you.
to need a network, I'm just going to dig a hole and live in there.
Well, that doesn't sound fair.
No, it's not, but it's just...
You can put your skills to good use.
What skills do I have? I pick things up and I put things down.
Apparently, you were very good at making paste.
Oof.
Okay. I'll try it. 2 weeks.
We will gladly accept your 2-week service.
Alright, there we go.
Which starts once we leave the boat.
Fuck.
Like it?
Love it.
Fuck. Yeah, damn. They saw right through that one. Oh my god. Alright, so Eugene has joined the party.
Anything else? All right. About
Nope. They're gonna say Valley Dark.
about
Oh.
2 days into the journey,
They're heading north.
you start to see a very heavy fog roll in off the horizon. After a while, passage is very dangerous, and you have all been called to the deck in the event that something occurs that would constitute an emergency on ship. So you are all now on deck with the crew.
It's wet up here.
I love it.
You're on the ocean.
Baladark, make a religion check.
Who's Baladar?
I'm sorry, I did.
Aha!
Obith, make a religion check.
No, my religion is 0. 5.
Enough.
It was a very easy roll.
You feel almost in your heart as that sensation that you get when you pray to Asticia almost goes away. It's almost like it's, oh buddy, I'm sorry, almost muted, and you get this almost like this empathetic sensation from your god. You've had it before occasionally. It does happen. Gods are very real in our world. And she goes, I can't help you any further, child. Excuse?
Say psych right now.
I'm gonna need you to say that back.
Are you actually kind of questioning her?
No.
Like, where are you going?
No.
No. I mean, if you,
Not like that.
yeah, not like that.
I'll grasp the symbol and go. Why?
Others have power where you're headed, and they call to you.
What must I do?
Survive and come back to me.
I will.
Nothing.
Everything's fine here.
Nothing to see here, moving along.
How does your friend manifest to you?
Hawk.
A hawk? Spectrally or an actual hawk? Like, does he show up as a hawk, or is it something that only you see?
Only I see.
Okay, so a spectral hawk lands on the bow and kind of beckons you over. Are you aware of its nature?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you have been chosen.
Again.
Oh,
What is the task this time?
by somebody much more fiendish than I.
More fiendish than you are.
You don't know the powers that draw you nearer to the lands of the devil.
The devil.
A devil. It's accounts vary on how this happened, but I'll still be here, keeping an eye on you. But you're in his place now.
What type of land are we going to?
Nothing. He's gone.
Great.
Oh, we finna die.
Those of you who do not have a religious patron or a deep, dark, evil creature looking over your shoulder, that's not something you did.
Oh, what?
It's not your own demons.
So
He's talking
you kind of feel a coldness gripping in your chest that doesn't feel like it's going in.
I have chest pain.
God damn it, Rudy.
How long you had this for? Oh, 15 years.
So almost like whatever, like you start thinking of life and love that you had, and almost dementorish, everything becomes very muted, and things don't feel as happy for you as they would be.
My life was joy until this moment.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really have very much to go on at that point, but like, I mean, you took pleasure in your stories and everything, and
I read the book. books.
You read the books, and you were, you enjoyed the stories of the heroes and
I did.
reading of the lost, things like Heroes' Rest and things that happened in Drakmir that were from the Age of Heroes long before your time.
Particularly enjoyed reading about the relics and rarities and the antiquities of the land. It's cool artifacts.
Yeah, but it's all just, it almost feels like there's clouds in the way of you seeing back these memories. And everything feels very dreary now. I mean, Leobold, you lived a pretty comfortable life full of, I imagine, high society parties and things that you enjoyed very much, and wine, women, dancing, song. It's all just
wine.
That'd be awesome.
And then again, it's just very muted now. It's like you can't really think back to that. Typically, the bad things are. Sorry, guys. Tech tips ad. I don't care. So, just very muted and can't really feel the good things at the moment. However, everything bad.
Yeah, he's got some guilt
Some
complexes
guilt
going on.
Yeah, those are kind of manifesting very strong. The bad things that perhaps he doesn't even remember are coming to light a little more, Mr. Eugene.
I just know it felt really good in the moment.
But now all the guilt and
Yeah.
the hiding it, and
Yeah.
it's all very, very heavy on you right now.
He might have been an insufferable cunt, but he was still
Oh, insufferable cunt.
Well,
friend. No, not a friend. Didn't like him in the slightest, but nobody.
I think the word
Violence is
hateful
not-
tyrant.
Fuck no. I was never a tyrant. He was a prick, and he was a daddy's boy, and he just abused his station, and
You're a tyrant.
Yorick's a tyrant. This guy was just a prick.
so you start
Total prick.
You also are noticing very grim faces across the rest of the crew. Alani, normally very prim, golden hair, or auburn. Auburn Demogar is definitely auburn. She is, she's kind of leaning against the bow, looking a little ashen, a little, not really panicked, but you can definitely see that her face is, some of the worry lines are really showing through. And she's had her own demons that she's been kind of feeling recently too, especially with everything going on in the capital, worrying about her family. All of this is almost very clear to you can almost read what's going on with everybody based on their faces, just because they can't hide it.
To try and make myself feel better, but as well, I'm gonna call as many of the crew over as will come and lead a prayer session.
You're not getting as many as you have been in a few days, but you can. Roll percentage.
60. Nice.
Feels like your prayers are falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, it's mostly just make me and them feel better.
Yeah, it's not really helping. They can. The thing is, they can tell because everybody's ill feelings are kind of etched on their faces right now.
Just play.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's your character's name? I'm sorry. Obith.
This Hero Forge?
Yeah.
That's very nice. I might have to make one for Eugene.
It's quality printing too.
Yeah.
Obith.
Yeah.
Has your god talked to you?
They did. And then they stopped.
Not good tidings then.
No.
Did you give any insight into what we're facing?
There's something more powerful than them there. I was simply told to survive and return. Are you a religious individual?
No. I have gotten a message saying the same.
do I understand what a patron is? I understand
make a religion check.
Gotta share religion, to be honest. That's a 20.
You've heard the word spoken. It's not really so much the forte of a cleric to look into these things.
Mm-hmm.
Some heretical texts in other religions make note of them, but that's all you really have an experience with.
Okay.
Some, not all.
Sure.
The dogma of this dish has very little to say on that matter.
Yeah, no,
You studied some others, though.
Yeah.
I also understand the feelings of being shit at religion. I wanted to point out.
It's almost like the clerics are like, we don't know religion.
Yeah, but
What's a god?
working on it. Getting better.
Whoa,
Well, you're really working on it by losing your hand and your ability to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Soon impotence.
Right. I wasn't going to share that with anyone. I think it would be better for them to not know and look for something a little bit happier. As you may have noticed, everyone's gone pasty white, and I'm pasty to start off with.
He glows.
Like I said, it's not really like the world's not devoid of color. Everything's just very muted, like yours.
Yeah.
Plus, the fog is very pale too.
Is there any wine on this ship?
You have 5 silver.
Do you have any of the Red Dragonberry Crush? Tealeaf family.
I thought that was like a Hawaiian punch or something.
It's a Kool-Aid
I thought it was
flavor.
Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Hey, Luke.
No, we don't.
Shame.
Captain. Oh, sorry.
I think we should keep our eyes out. I don't like the way that this looks right now. And if we don't want to alarm the crew, that's fine. But
Yeah,
you and I
panic
both
is no
know
good for anyone.
that something
Are we there yet?
evil.
I was told not to ask that anymore.
Okay.
Captain.
Hmm.
About how far out are we? We seem to be approaching something.
We were 12 days out, but now I don't know.
I feel like our voyage is stymied somewhat.
Very well.
There seems to be almost like actually everybody make a perception check.
That's a 12.
That is a 20.
16.
6.
So those of you who got more than a 15
Hey.
notice that off the starboard side of the ship there seems to be a landmass coming slowly into view. Coming further at first and then just slowly creeping through the fog.
Captain, do you see?
Is
that our port of call?
No, there should be no land here, according to my charts.
Very well.
Leobold, you're an adventurer. Any idea what this landmass is?
We shall call it Leoboldia.
Leoboldia?
That chart by the South Empire Trading Company. They have some that are out of date.
Dude, ad block.
I know. Sorry. So, what were you saying?
Just saying. Chart was by the South Empire Trading Company. They have some that are out of date.
For a simpleton, you're quite knowledgeable.
It's anxiety.
My apologies. That may be right, but that also may be wrong. This is very strange. Sure, a short period of time, the landmass is kind of evened out to where you guys are traveling parallel to it, and a dock is appearing in the distance. Almost about when you start to see it, You can just make it out in the fog. It's probably about a half mile off.
Replenish. Wise?
May not be a bad idea to stop. See where we are.
Wait out this fog.
This fog is very dangerous to travel in.
Especially if we didn't see that thing until it was right on top of us.
Particularly if you don't know the currents and reefs around here. Keep the maelstrom. I'll be quiet.
No, you're right. You're right. Anybody doing anything else?
Nah, I mean, just waiting to get up there.
All right. So the crew is making way to dock. They're moving a little slower than they've been known to. They're normally a very able-bodied crew. They seem almost lethargic in their movements.
I did not spoke like yesterday.
Jesus. When you guys actually come up to the dock, you see a lone man, and as far as standing there, he's the Undertaker.
Okay.
He's standing there with a lantern, no shovel, just a lantern, on the dock, swinging it for the ship. The man standing on the docks is this fine specimen.
Elfie boy.
Oh, not him. Oh,
Is him?
there you go. It's him. And he looks to the ship. He's still holding his lantern up too, so.
It's a scar he's got.
Well, welcome to Barovia.
Where?
Barovia.
Can I roll to see if I've ever heard of this place?
You all can.
Would this be history and straight
We'll go in
intelligence?
history.
I don't think I know. I don't think I do.
It's a 15.
Holy shit.
It's a solid,
21.
solid 7. No.
15.
No.
All of my d20s suck tonight. 5.
No.
21.
It's a fairy tale.
Stories. Grimm's.
Well, I have to admit that although Count von Zarovich normally doesn't let people know about where we are, the information does get out. My name is Rahadin. My name is...
Hold the sending stone. Does this mean other fables are real too?
You must be Mr. MacCready.
Say what now?
The Count is glad that you have joined us here in the beautiful land of Barovia.
I've got an appointment, like anywhere else.
Not to mention Guinevere. Or would you prefer we call you Reyna?
My name's Reyna.
Lady Silvertongue. Count von Zarovich welcomes you to Barovia as well.
I don't like how people know my name. It's another thing, sorry, I can't help it.
Leobold
My thought was
as well.
Oh, the Cadorian Tealeafs. Pleasure.
Yes. Well,
He extends a note.
your deeds do precede you.
Naturally.
You, of course, my master would not have bid you welcome into Barovia if they did not.
Of course. And your master is... Pardon, I'm unfamiliar with these parts.
Count von Zarovich.
Von Zarovich.
I really missed the fucking tower.
Capital.
You. Vistician. Well, she won't help you right now. The Count is the Lord of Barovia, and
Why would I need help?
there's no reason. Please, take in the countryside. Enjoy what we have to offer here in Barovia.
The weather is lovely.
The Count prefers it that way.
What a shit.
Do you farm parsnips? They like the moisture.
Do I have a shrubbery here?
Maybe when you are finished seeing the sights, you will join the Count and I at the castle.
Oh, castle? Where? Can we find the castle?
All of a sudden, a booming crash of thunder and a lightning strike light up the sky.
Bitch, I can do that too.
I wish I had been ready for it, but and you see far in the distance.
It's like Streamlabs.
The stream deck would have been perfect. It just didn't ever occur to me to set it up. And there, far in the distance, is a castle on a spire that looks similar to that one.
I go, I can do that too, and I cast Thaumaturgy and I make a fucking thunder boom. It's not that impressive.
and then echoing it through the fog, you hear another deeper laugh along with Rahadin's.
What is that name again? Rahadin?
I might be saying it wrong because I'm not looking at it.
Rehadi.
Hmm?
I have no idea.
Russian.
Part
Russian.
of it. Russian Hebrew.
He's bled.
He's close.
He's close. He's Vladimir Petrovich.
Yes, that is my name.
There is actually several Vladimirs in here. It is Rahadin.
How do you spell that?
Rahadin.
It's R. Hodden.
Enjoy your stay.
He's in my notes as dickhead at dock.
And he walks off the dock and away.
At doc.exe.
By the way,
Yes.
I'm sorry, didn't you make your presentation?
my master only wishes the four of you to stay.
Oh,
The rest would best be off. And he walks away without another word.
but tides and currents.
I am not where I intended to be as he walks away. I'm sure doesn't look back.
He was gone before you even said it.
Dickhead.
A little bit.
This is an interesting change of events.
What did your fame do?
I don't think it was fame. He knew us all. I probably didn't even realize that he said her name.
Both
I
of
didn't
them.
really acknowledge it. It was like,
Yeah.
Very well. I suppose we should find a place to stay. Perhaps I can speak with this count and arrange some sort of acceptance or...
I don't think it would be wise for us to stay in the castle.
I use a drink. Maybe they've got
Let's
it.
go see
I
this.
think a meal that isn't hardtack.
Yes.
If there's any respectable establishment here, they'll have some Tealeaf wine. And I can share that experience with all of you.
I mean, I really don't drink.
maybe you should stop.
All right, let's head into town, and then we'll go talk to the count.
Should we perhaps speak with the captain?
Oh yeah. Oh, Capitan.
Yes.
That fine gentleman. I don't know if you've been spoken to by anyone here. Suggests that the ship get on its way.
Unless it's full of members.
Okay.
That being said, if we could arrange for you to possibly return, should you go 1,000-yard stare at me? All right, bye.
The beginning of this module is very railroady.
Yeah.
typically.
That's fine.
It's right until you get into town, and then it starts to.
Yeah,
Most
I will apologize to you guys that it is very railroady up to this point.
Think of if you started playing like Oblivion or Skyrim, like right up until you get to the point
This-
where the game stops.
tutorial
So
level.
if you wanna
This
do
is
anything-
this is Helgen.
Yeah.
This is Escape Helgen.
Ah, nice.
Ah, well, I mean, we have a little more of Escaping Helgen.
I actually prefer the Imperial sewers, like because Oblivion was the best. Morrowind is, but Oblivion was pretty good. You shut your dirty poor mouth.
You all are helped off the ship by the crew. who are all very subdued and not really saying anything at this point.
I'm gonna try to slip the letter. Just leave it on the hammock. And just...
You
Acknowledged.
put it in like a barrel of like salted fish.
Acknowledged.